What's up, smarty people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Smarter? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Today on the program, also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous? What Makes You Famous? Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, on with the show. Oh, I keep forgetting to add me on Spotify while you're hanging out on the interweb. Go ahead and put the subscribe, click that little subscribe button on Spotify. I need some more Spotify listeners. All right. Today on the program, libraries predate books. But KeysDAN, how could that be? While books are a fixture of today's libraries, humans long constructed great centers of learning without them. That includes one of the oldest known significant libraries in history, the Library of Ashurbanipal. There, I said it. This library, established in modern-day Mosul, Iraq, by the Assyrian King Ashurbanipal in the 7th century BCE, contained nothing we would recognize today as a book. Instead, it was a repository of 30,000 clay tablets and writing boards covered in cuneiform, the oldest writing system in the world. Much like your local public library, this royal collection covered a variety of subjects, including legislation, financial statements, divination, hymns, medicine, literature, and astronomy. While we know when this library flourished, defining the appearance of the earliest book is slightly murkier. The Egyptians, for example, are known to have written on papyrus scrolls. When the Library of Alexandria in Egypt burned in the 1st century BCE, 40,000 priceless scrolls were lost. By about the 2nd century CE, Romans began using bound codexes, a kind of photo book that consisted of papyrus or parchment sheets between wooden covers. The arrival of Christianity made the codex immensely popular, and it basically replaced the scroll by the 6th century CE. Block printed books showed up in China around 700 CE, although Europe didn't see anything similar until Johannes Gutenberg invented mechanical movable type around 1448. So while libraries haven't always housed books, they have been repositories of human knowledge in whatever form it might take. Pretty cool. Here's a little bit more tidbits of information to fill your head with knowledge. Numbers of items in the Library of Congress, 173 million. The year William Caxton published the Recueil of the Histories of Troy, the first book printed in English, 1473. Size in square feet of Portland, Oregon's Powell Books, the largest bookstore in the world, 68,000 square feet. Number of characters in Marcel Proust's novel, À la recherche du temps perdu, the world's longest novel, 9,609,000. Fantastic. All right, here's even more information to make you the smartest person at your next dinner party. The Library of Congress has burned twice. The U.S. Library of Congress contains the largest collection of published books in world history, but it wasn't an easy journey getting there. During the War of 1812, the British set fire to the Capitol building, which contained the 3,000-volume Library of Congress. It was completely consumed in the conflagration. To reestablish the library, Congress purchased former President Thomas Jefferson's book collection, the largest in the U.S. at the time, for $23,950. Sadly, a second fire on Christmas Eve, 1851, consumed a large portion of that library, including many of Jefferson's original volumes. 2 years later, Congress constructed a new library, this time made from flame-resistant cast iron. How about that? Libraries predate books. Do you have any interesting facts? Drop me some comments. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about me, little old me. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Smarter. If you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast. It's called What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace.